Wi-Fi, allowing me to see how much power my refrigerator uses. Over the last week, this refrigerator consumed 9.2 kilowatt hours of electricity, which works out to roughly 1.3 kilowatt hours per day. Based on my refrigerator's energy usage, this fridge guard setup would give me roughly about a day and a half of runtime. Now currently I have one expansion battery installed, but you can install up to 3 additional expansion batteries, bringing your total backup capacity to 4 kilowatt hours. Rather than just talking about it, let me show you how it works during an actual outage by shutting off the circuit breaker to this refrigerator. As you can see, the refrigerator is still running. If we take a look at the app, we can see the battery is now active and providing backup power. And if we turn the circuit breaker back on, we can now see that the Jackery is pulling power from the grid. Now, one feature I was not expecting was the ability to use this almost like a miniature home battery system. Where I live, electricity rates nearly triple between 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. And using the app, I can tell the fridge guard when to charge and when to discharge. That means it can charge when electricity is cheapest and run from battery power when rates are highest, thus saving me money on my electricity bill. It's a small feature, but one that adds real value beyond simple backup power. And for someone whose primary concern is protecting the refrigerator during an outage, this is one of the more purpose-built solutions I've tested. It's a smart system that both protects my food and saves me money. Now, I recently spoke with their team, and they're planning to release these through Costco. Pricing is still being finalized, but by the time you're watching this, I'll have the latest pricing and availability information linked in the description section below. HomePower 3600 Pro Max. Okay, so what if you're trying to protect more than just your refrigerator? What if you want critical circuits in your home to stay powered during an outage without dragging extension cords throughout your house or spending thousands of dollars on a traditional backup system? That's where Jackery's new HomePower 3600 Pro Max comes in. Traditionally, if you wanted automatic backup power for select circuits in your home that takes over powering lines without intervention after a grid outage, you would need a battery system paired with an automatic transfer switch. Those systems, they do work well, but between the equipment, installation, and electrician costs, they can get expensive pretty quickly. I covered several of those options earlier this year in a separate video that goes into a lot more detail. Jackery's new approach is different. Their goal is to provide what they call manual transfer switch pricing with automatic transfer switch performance. In other words, they're trying to deliver automatic backup power without the cost and complexity that usually comes with traditional automatic transfer switch systems. One feature immediately caught my attention. This is the first backup system that I've tested that can charge from a standard 120 volt outlet while still providing automatic 240 volt backup via manual transfer switch. Now, normally, if a system delivers 240 volt output, it also requires a 240 volt charging source. This one doesn't. And as you can see, it's charging from a standard 120 volt household outlet while simultaneously feeding a 240 volt transfer switch. That gives homeowners a lot more installation flexibility and can help avoid the added cost of installing a dedicated 240 volt charging circuit. Let me show you what happens during an actual outage. In my setup, the unit is connected to a manual transfer switch via a 240 volt inlet that feeds into the main panel, which supplies selected circuits throughout the house. Now, under normal operation, power simply passes through the system to circuits that power appliances such as refrigerators, lighting, internet equipment, office equipment, medical devices, and other critical loads. And I'm not trying to power the entire house, but rather select lines in my panel. If the grid were to go down, the HomePower 3600 Pro Max would automatically take over and continue powering those loads from the battery. So let's simulate a real power outage. I had this unit plugged into a wall socket, receiving power from the grid and connected to a manual transfer switch. But we just disconnected it to simulate an outage. As you can see, the system automatically takes over and continues powering those circuits. If I go inside the house, those circuits are still receiving power from the Jackery as if the outage never happened. It switches in less than 10 milliseconds when the grid goes down, which is fast enough to qualify as UPS level backup power. Now, let's quickly talk about output capacity. A single HomePower 3600 Pro Max can provide up to 4 kilowatts of backup power for everyday household loads. For larger backup requirements, 2 units can be paired together to provide up to 8 kilowatts of backup power. The system also supports up to 9.6 kilowatts of bypass power during normal operation. Regarding battery capacity, you can also expand each unit with additional batteries, up to 21.5 kilowatt hours of capacity per unit and up to 43 kilowatt hours if you have 2 units tied together. Like the fridge guard we looked at earlier, this system can also help reduce electricity costs. Using the app, I can configure charging and discharging schedules based on my utility rates. That allows me to charge the batteries when electricity is inexpensive and use stored energy during peak rate periods. Now, obviously, if those are tied to solar and each unit accepts up to 1200 watts of solar, I can recharge them during the day and extend how long they can power the house during a power outage. All right, so let's talk now about one of the biggest advantages of this approach. According to Jackery, the HomePower 3600 Pro Max, combined with a manual transfer switch, can save homeowners up to $3,000 compared to a traditional battery plus automatic transfer switch installation. They also estimate that the installation time can be reduced by about 50%. Now, I've had about 5 different automatic transfer switch systems installed here at this property over the last couple of years to really test various different units from different manufacturers. And I can confirm that installing just a manual transfer switch compared to more advanced smart transfer systems, it's substantially less expensive. And that's what Jackery means when they say manual transfer switch pricing with automatic transfer switch performance. What I found interesting about these two products is that Jackery is not trying to solve every backup power problem with a single solution. Instead, they're trying to solve two very different problems. If your primary concern is protecting your refrigerator during an outage, the Fridge Guard is one of the more purpose-built solutions that I've tested. It's simple, it stays out of sight, and once it's installed, you really don't have to think about it. On the other hand, if you're looking for automatic backup power for critical circuits throughout your home, and you want to save money on your power bill, the HP 3600 Pro Max, it takes a much different approach. Its goal is to provide many of the benefits of a traditional battery and automatic transfer switch system without the cost and installation complexity that usually comes with it. And honestly, that's really what stood out to me most during testing. The Fridge Guard, it's not just a battery for a refrigerator, and the HP 3600 Pro Max is not just another solar generator. Both products are designed around solving very specific problems homeowners face during power outages. And depending on what you're trying to accomplish, one of these solutions may make a lot more sense than the other. If you'd like to learn more about either product, I'll put links and additional information in the description section below. As always, stay safe out there.
కమనీయం కడు రమణీయం శ్రీ వెంకటేశ్వర కళ్యాణం కమనీయం కడు రమణీయం శ్రీ వెంకటేశ్వర కళ్యాణం ఎదలోని సిరినేడు శ్రీదేవి కాగా పాలించు భువనం భూదేవిగా కమనీయం కడు రమణీయం శ్రీ వెంకటేశ్వర కళ్యాణం లగ్నమునందే మనసు లగ్నమయ్యేట్టుగా చేకట్టవయ్యా ఇదిగో నీ దీక్షా కంకణం సిరుల వేలము తరలి తరలి తానే వచ్చే సుముహూర్తపు ఆ శుభ సమయం ఇద్దరమ్మలు నీకు చెలిమి ఉన్నారయ్యా అప్పనయ్యనాడు అప్పగించేనయ్యా లోకాల కప్పడగు వెంకటాద్రీషుడా లోకాల కప్పడగు వెంకటాద్రీషుడా లోకువా చేయకు ఇంటి ఇంతులను సృష్టి రక్షణలోనే దృష్టి సాగించక ఇష్ట సఖులను కూడా ఇంపుగా చూడవయ్యా ఇంపుగా చూడవయ్యా అఖిలాండ కోటి బ్రహ్మాండ నాయక ఆనంద నిలయ వర పరిపాలక అఖిలాండ కోటి బ్రహ్మాండ నాయక ఆనంద నిలయ వర పరిపాలక
What would you like to taste today?
Every coffee, a new world. Like our full range of single origin coffees straight from the source, pressed to explore.
నారాయణ 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 నీ నామమే గతీక నారాయణ నీ నామమే గతీక కోరికలు మాకు కొనసాగుటకు నారాయణ నీ నామమే గతీక కోరికలు మాకు కొనసాగుటకు నారాయణ నీ నామమే గతీక కోరికలు మాకు కొనసాగుటకు నారాయణ 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 నారాయణ
Confused by all the choices? At Mattress Firm, we make it easy. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with the perfect mattress. And right now, get a king bed for a queen price. Mattress Firm, we make sleep easy.
उत्तिष्ठ नरशार्दूलः कर्तव्यम् శ్రీవారి పద పూజలు సందర్శించే భాగ్యం భక్తులకు కను విందులు అష్టదళ పద్మ అష్టోత్తర శతావళు నవాలు తిరుపావడకు ముందు నవార్చోమితాలు గోవింద హరి గోపాల హరి గోవింద 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 గోపాల హరి గోవింద హరి గోపాల హరి గోవింద 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 గోపాల హరి
మళ్ళీ అక్కడ 3 hours 4 మీరు అక్కడికి
మంచి వీడియో అంటే క్లాసులు వస్తాయి మధ్యలో
లైట్ వస్తుంది లైట్ వస్తుంది
మొత్తం సన్నగా పెట్టాలి
ఎడ్జ్ కావాలి ఇది వనన్ ఇది లాస్ట్ తీసుకోవాలి అది ఇచ్చి రెండు చెట్లు ఏదైనా సాఫ్ట్ ఏదైనా బెటర్ బాగుండు సాంగ్
దేవుడి పాటల
ఇట్లా ఉంటాయి కదా పెళ్లి కూతురు సాంగ్స్ అని పెట్టండి పెళ్లి కూతురు సాంగ్స్ అని కొట్టండి వస్తాయి
వీళ్ళిద్దరు అట్లనే ఉన్నారు కదా అన్నయ్య ఇందాక దంచమే అందుకే సెట్
ఇది వేరే మధ్యలో పెట్టి
ఫస్ట్ దేని మీద ప్రాక్టీస్ సన్నంగా పెట్టాలి బాగా
సన్నగా అంటే
సన్నంగా వస్తుందా సన్నంగా
శరత్ శరత్ గివ్ మీ ద అగరబత్తి
చాలా ఎంత పెట్టి
అమ్మాయి పెట్టారు
ఇది చూడండి
ఫొటోస్ లో బాగా వస్తుంది అని చేతిలో ఇలా చిన్నది పెట్టుకున్నా మీకు ఒక ప్రాక్టీస్
మూవీ సాంగ్ అది యాక్చువల్లీ
Sweet Toyota, see your chart.